right, how's everybody doing? Doing well. Thank you for watching another teardown cleaning on the 603 way. Like and subscribe. All right, so we have a Ruger Standard. It's old enough to where it's actually known as a Ruger Standard, aka Ruger Mark 1. This is a 1951 is the year that it was made. All right, so we'll just do a couple little neat features that most firearms do not have. So your mag release is not a button, no button on either side for a mag release. Your mag release is down here. So you have to pull back this little arm, swing it over and remove your mag. A neat feature about the magazine compared to the Mark II and Mark III. This is a 9-round magazine. The other ones are 10. Because we have that larger base, which is taking away a whole extra round. It's bastards. Another neat little feature. Oh, hold on. She is empty. She is empty. So another neat little feature is for the bolt lock, or yeah, bolt lock, not a slide. So your bolt lock, you'd actually pull back and engage the safety. Let's see if I can do this backwards. There we go. And there's actually your bolt lock, which is kind of a neat little feature. And that is because with last round, empty mag, there is no bolt lock, last bolt or last round bolt lock, anything to indicate you're all done. So unless you're counting, which I don't really ever do, that's kind of reason why they actually have a bolt lock on there, a bolt catch lock. It's a neat feature. I don't know, but this is again 1951 Ruger Standard. I got this off my grandfather, who more or less barely fired it. I think he fired it a few times. He has, but neither here or there. Let's stop rambling on and get on to the teardown and cleaning. So first off, I always have an issue with grabbing your little pin here or lever. It's just kind of in there well enough, and I kind of maintain my nails where it's hard to grip onto. So I tend to use a hardened object, which is not recommended, but should be hardened or unhardened and shouldn't really do a whole lot. So you're going to pull it out. Oh, what's going on now? Now you're doing the pain. There we go. Must have the trigger was still partially engaged. I didn't fully do everything proper. Yeah, that's what I do. So you disengage it, pull up, and you're going to see this little pin slide out. And that's that. Disengage the trigger, move your bolt, pull forward, tip, and the barrel slide, however you want to refer it to as, comes out. And so we're just for the hell of it, it's probably some thick oil underneath the grips. I'm going to remove the grips and give it a nice good rub down while we're in here. Lose my screws, flip her over. Not horrible. There is a little bit here and there. More so on this side. We're not going to get super detailed into the tear down of this. Not horrible. You have a little pin right there. Can actually easily be manipulated to removing the trigger. And the same with your hammer. All right, so first, let's get some oil all over everything. Or hops number 9. Good old number 9. And this thing's actually got some grime. So we're gonna go slightly heavy on this. Don't need to do it serious there, but we'll put a dab will do ya. Oh yeah. Pulling up some of that nice thick oil from not maintaining it after every shot. Yeah, definitely got some slight imperfections. A little nick in the bluing there. Oh, didn't do anything with that. Probably try to get down into the slide, the magazine aspect at some point. You would give. I'm going to use a fair amount of hops today. This thing's got some grime. Shoots 22, so they're not the cleanest rounds. And not the easiest to get into now. Oh yeah. She's got some gum. She's gummed up pretty good. Ew. That slide bar, trigger bar. Not like I've ever had an issue firing this thing. This thing fires, functions like a fucking Swiss watch, fires like a champ. She's accurate. Probably like Ruger's number, other than the Ruger 1022. This is what you want for a little plinker. I'll just start getting a little heavy on the brushing. As much as possible, and if not, I tend to cheat. Throw a little air to push it out. Much better. See what I can get going down the magazines. I'll try this out. That actually helped out quite a bit. Quite a bit. All right, we're Stop with the lower. Go back to the bolt, because she wasn't all that pretty looking either, so we'll give her a scrubbing. This is probably going to be a mistake, but we'll do it anyhow, just so I can thoroughly get in there, clean up some functions. But it's always good to make a mistake, because you can always learn from it. How to do it better next time, what not to do, when to do it. And trust me, I've had my fair share of mistakes, and I've learned a lot. Looks fairly decent. Let's get this just a little wiped down. I'm not sure if there's any other features that this thing serves, but it's also retaining pin or catch for your bolt pin. Oh, yeah, I know this is going to be a mistake. Ah, there we go. Line up. Come on, girl. Line up. Ah. That's definitely the pattern I took it out. So we'll try it this way first. We'll line her up. Maybe. Nope. Fun times. I'm not going to lie. This is actually the first time I've taken this thing out. I've looked at it. I've actually looked it up. It's not too difficult. It's just lining things up. I passed it. Fine. Flip this around. That seems to be straighter. It's a symmetrical spring, it looks like. Way low, it looks like. Way low. So try this. No, I'm not going to remove that. Not tear my bolt apart. Ooh, nice. Good thing I got gun oil and everything else on my hands, because this will make it way easier. Let's do this. Oh, get back in there. All right. All right, well, you can just come out then. We'll just take it out. Doesn't seem to be that. Mistakes learned. Mistakes learned from. Yeah, I'm rambling on now, because I'm getting to a point where I've messed up. believe would be the best way to go about this. Reverse on how I was trying to do it in the first place. Oh, it almost was. Sucker's a little sharp too, so be careful manipulating. So what I did, I turned on me as I'm doing it. You know, hands are greasy, they move, stuff happens. Let's see if I can keep her fairly flat and not shoot across the room. And now I lost my location of the pin. Great. Fun times. All right, let's try this one more time. Let's see if I can keep that square as I'm seating everything back down. Tight. And there we go. Whew. Not a massive pain in the butt, but still a pain in the butt nonetheless. Unfortunately, stuff like that needs to be done every once in a while. This sucker a good wiping. That's good. That's pretty nasty in there. Much better. And then a little scrub. Here's that's not very straight. Awesome. Nice and shiny. All right. Put our bolt back in. slightly easier, or at least grippier, I should say. I don't think it's gonna be any easier. I've never had any whole lot of luck reassembling this thing. It usually takes me 1 to 2 times to get the upper and lower to seat together properly and lock in. And I'll explain why in just a minute. That didn't line up at all, where I thought you were. There you are. There you are. Nice and snug, 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 snug. All right, so we're gonna put our upper back onto our lower in the reverse manner that we took it off. We're gonna line our pin back up with a hole. And the hard part is always lining up the trigger spring. I don't think it's the trigger spring. I'm just being retarded right now, having a brain fart. But there's a little pin mount. It's kind of like a 1911 spring housing. There we go. You gotta line that back up, and it's never been really fun for me. Another good trick, make sure your hammer is seated downward in a retracted position. Line this bad boy up. Put that in. Pull the trigger. I think that helps sometimes. Nope. And I didn't line everything up like I was supposed to. I practiced this, I swear, right before I got the camera going. I practiced this. So I'll give it a little bit of gravity assistance. Hopefully that helps. I think that actually might have. And listen, everything engaged, awesome. And the only time we're going to use some ball stall is on my plastic grips, just so they don't not get any love. And ball stall is actually pretty non-abrasive stuff from my knowledge. And there we have the Ruger Standard, aka the Ruger Mark I, first of the Mark series, made in 1951, tear down and cleaned. Thank you for watching the 603 Way. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends.